Happy Thursday to you. One more day till the weekend.
What's up, Roanoke?
For all you guys that work on the weekend,
it's Thursday.
Yeah. I understand. I work on the weekends. So.
Oh, I used to work every one.
So, but anyway, welcome to our show, Roanoke's Peaks and Valleys, where we talk about Roanoke.
Everything you can think of, Roanoke.
Good, bad, and the surrounding counties too, because Lynchburg's been in our news here a little bit lately.
Lynchburg been on fire and shooting some.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. But anyway, I'm Rob. It's JR, and let's dive right in. How was your week this week?
Not too bad. Kind of busy. One of those weeks where you feel like you haven't stopped and you've gotten nothing accomplished. You know, a lot of school stuff, and then they take a Monday off, and then you got to set up for the book fair, and Princess has a birthday party on Sunday, so you get to paint refrigerator boxes pink and cut out holes and tape stuff up and all that stuff. It's if there's a smile on her face on Sunday, I don't care whether or not I feel like I made any progress at all.
That makes it all worth it.
Oh, without a doubt.
Smile.
But that one, she will. I could paint this box black and she'd be happy. She's just that kid.
That's wonderful.
You know, she really is.
Most of mine were pretty great. I don't want to say ungrateful, but like Gunner's thing was that he was very grateful of the presents he got at Christmas and things like that. Right. I remember we'd have to rein him back. Hey, I know you love that little weed eater thing you got, but you got to come over and open more presents. Right. But then after Christmas, where he would hit you with it, they would come up with a new toy. You have a new toy out, and it wasn't even out at Christmas.
Right.
That's why it was the worst Christmas ever. I wanted that for Christmas. I'm like, what even out?
I couldn't find it.
It was the worst Christmas ever. I'm like, for real? It took you 8 hours to open your presents.
Right. Let me reread you the story of old Christmases.
But he was grateful as he opened, but it was afterwards, he was like, oh, this is the worst birthday ever, because that's really what I wanted.
Well, but I think that's all kids.
Oh, yeah.
And I truly don't think it's a, worst birthday ever because of you.
No.
I don't think they mean it that way when they say it.
But yeah.
But how about your week? How'd the farmer's market go?
It went good. It was a little slower. It was cold.
Yeah.
The wind was blowing, so I learned a lot. I learned that they had these little shelves, and they're nice. Selena picked them out, and they were nice. And so I had these shelves. Well, the wind was so crazy that it was just blowing my stuff right off the shelf.
Oh, man.
So I realized that I had to have some kind of basket or something like that to have them in. The shelves give good height so that I can step up.
Right.
But from there, the wind just took advantage of everything. It was cold, so not a lot of people came through.
Some days you fight, some days you march.
Yeah, I mean, I still sold 30 bags. So
okay.
I was down maybe 40% from the week before.
Okay. Well,
so, and we're just getting. I keep looking at this and going, I just don't know, but we're only about a month old.
Right. It's the growing pains. It's growing pains.
I mean, any business, even with real estate, you don't just walk in making a bunch of money.
Oh, no, you don't.
Unless you just knew somebody.
Right. Right.
It's usually 90 days or so before you even get a first paycheck in real estate.
Yeah. Oh, at least, yeah.
So, but we're learning. We got Gus on here. He says, "Hey, Rob. Hey, JR.
What's up, Gus?"
And then a little bit, got a smile on her face.
Can y'all hear us, I'm guessing?
I hope so. But other than that, it was a lot of candy being made. I let the chickens free range this week a little bit.
There you go.
Which was good. They usually get fall through the winter and into spring.
Right.
They'll get the free range. And until I know they're safe, I'll let them out in the evenings when I'm home.
Right.
And then they'll go in the coop on their own. But
right.
It makes a little bit. And Gus both said they can hear us.
Awesome.
So that's pretty much all that watches.
Yeah, I mean, unless Lux comes in about halfway through, those are the main two we're worried about.
That's right. We got some kind of bug going around the house. Tegan was sick over the weekend.
Keep that thing over there.
I know. And she still doesn't feel real well, and she chose to go to farm school yesterday.
She's been a trooper with school this year.
She has, 100%. So she chose to go to farm school, and I think she's paying for it today because she had to take a couple breathing treatments and things like that today. And then Selena's not feeling well, and she's been tested for the flu and COVID, and neither one came back. So
hey, baby, can he take the couch tonight? We need him. We need him healthy. We like Rob.
I snore and I don't sleep very much. So.
Right. But his not sleeping, we're going to end up with a cleaner kitchen.
That's right. That's right. And maybe I'll bring the candy machine over. So one question is, because we do have Gus on here, and as we go through, Gus, is it okay if we play part of your video that you sent me the other day on Facebook? We want to be able to show it in your love of trains and the 611 coming through the area.
Yeah, we'd love to show it. We'd love to see it again.
Just let us know. We're going to get started here, though. And
Blue Ridge Rock Festival answers the questions. The deadline has passed, but they're the wristband refunds. You had to request it by end of day Tuesday. So.
And he said we sure could. He said, please do.
Awesome,
so we'll
awesome.
Video here in just a little bit.
Yeah.
So I haven't read anything where they're giving people back money for the tickets they had and things like that too.
No.
Evidently it was.
But I think there's a couple lawsuits, so they're liable to not be able to say a whole lot.
So evidently you weren't allowed to use cash or something in there. You had to load some kind of wristband.
Right.
For the money,
right.
That whole thing just seems.
Yeah, I'm
base for me.
Until they bring Floyd Fest back, I think I'm gonna hold off
Just
on
chill.
local
music
festivals
like that.
Yeah,
I agree. Especially if they haven't proven themselves in other events.
Right,
things like
right. Again, if you're in your 20s, by all means, handle your business. You do your thing. I'd have done it too. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have cared how this year went. That doesn't mean it's going to happen this year. We're just in our 50s going. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I'm not giving you my money on a card, on a wristband thing. So, I don't know. But speaking of festivals, the annual Go Outside Festival returns this weekend in downtown Roanoke.
Awesome.
So we got all kinds of little events and things like that.
As long as it doesn't get too chilly, outside is always a great place to be.
It's supposed to be bad this weekend.
No, I don't think it's supposed to get cold until Sunday night or Monday.
Maybe we start just doing a little weather thing in
here too. Yeah, I wasn't trying to.
I know, but maybe we should.
Yeah.
2 people killed in Franklin County in a car accident on Monday.
Yeah.
It was Matthew Paul Sink and Melinda Lynn Hedrick. They were pedestrians. Did you read the article on it?
No, I just heard that it was an accident on 220 down near the auction house in Franklin.
And so what had happened was Ford F-150
right.
jumped the median. I guess he lost control of the vehicle.
Right.
Jumped the median and hit the 2 pedestrians.
Oh man!
And they passed away at the scene. So prayers for their family.
Yeah.
That's hard, and especially.
Gotta be tough.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough on the guy that was driving the truck too.
Because I forget what time it was, but I mean it was like way early morning, like 3 in the morning, I think. So it actually takes me way off guard to hear that they were pedestrians down there at that time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But, the Roanoke police continue to investigate an indecent exposure to a child at a bus stop. I believe it was Northwest.
It was Northwest over in Roanoke City, and why you gotta do that?
Yeah, I mean, don't even do it to my wife or me, but if you do it to my grandkid, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're praying that the cops get to you.
Yeah, we gonna find you. But yeah, I don't understand why that is even supposed to be a thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or why you would do that. One person's hospitalized, 6 displaced after a fire on the 1200 block of Roar Avenue.
Yeah, right downtown.
Or Southwest, sorry.
Yeah.
And so hopefully they got some help from Red Cross or something to
help
them out there.
Surprise, surprise. Lynchburg woman is charged with arson and take the police on on a high-speed chase. She ended up with like 8, 9 charges, at least. Because, I mean, it was eluding and evading, DUI, arson, and just, yeah.
You know, it was over a man, too.
Guarantee it.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
What's so bad, though, is that she's 40 years old. Her name's Felicia.
Oh.
So I think I'd be in the court as they sentenced her. Big
Bye, Felicia. Oh, yeah, without question.
And then,
Well, I just hope she said bye on her way out.
Yeah.
On the eluding charge. Bye.
Yeah, drunk and mad at a man. Burned the house down.
Oh, yeah.
The woman done took the man.
Yeah.
Lynchburg, they're in our news a lot. You must be going to some of the Lynchburg channels like
WSLS and WDBJ. Yeah.
Lynchburg, but Lynchburg,
Roanoke
this
Times.
is good news in here.
Yeah.
Lynchburg honors firefighters who have died in the line of duty. They gathered at Miller Park on Monday, and overall, from the 1800s,
Yeah.
26 people.
Only 26, yeah. Which, I mean, 2 is too many, but, you know, in that span, in that kind of job,
For the danger that they put
26 is a pretty good number.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so,
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
So, Victory in the Valley celebrates National Faith and Blue Ceasefire Day. Apparently, the Victory in the Valley is 30 days old.
And nothing stopped.
I think in that 30 days, we've reported on 6 shootings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
Yeah.
So, again, I don't know that I'd call it a victory quite yet.
No, I don't even think it's even close. And this one's near and dear to your heart.
Yes.
St. Andrews in Roanoke was given a special award from the Vatican, is that right?
Yes. St. Andrews is officially a basilica. No, it'll still be a cathedral too. My granddaughters will still call it the Disney Castle.
Right.
Every time we drive by it, but it is now a basilica, which gives it some special rooty-tooty Catholic privileges and duties. They'll probably start priests and stuff
Okay.
there. So
We lost. I messed up. But this is the cathedral here.
yes,
You go
Yeah.
to our Eat, Live, Love Roanoke Facebook page, and I think
Yep.
YouTube has it too. We got a drone,
got some drone footage.
of,
Yeah.
of the cathedral.
Yeah.
Beautiful, and they give this award for the architecture and things like that. Is that what that's some of that?
Oftentimes, yeah. It's that's
Got some
that
historical value to it,
yes.
and-
It has to have historical value, and it basically basilica translates into King's Court. So, and you know, in Catholicism, you know, some people will consider it the Pope, some people will consider it God.
Okay.
You know, that God truly is there, and so that's how you end up with a basilica.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool for Roanoke.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt.
It'll forever be.
Yeah, because I think Bishop Barry is coming December 3rd to actually dedicate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe will he dedicate it during like the church service?
Probably the 11:30 mass on Sunday.
Okay.
So
That's pretty cool. We could probably roll into the 6/11. It's a good time now.
I'm
to
into-
talk about
I'm into it.
community and stuff. 6/11's running through October or into
Yes.
November.
I think into November.
Okay, so into November. So the 6/11's running, and it allows you to see the fall sites, and I think it starts at $100, $99,
Right.
and goes up to like $250 for the tickets.
Right.
Got to be a beautiful ride.
Oh, gotta be,
Yeah.
gotta be.
So,
And I want to ride it for the smell.
For the smell of the train?
Yeah, of the steam engine.
Uh-huh.
God,
Okay.
it's an amazing smell.
I don't know about that. The only real steam engine I've ever ridden.
It's
well,
not a clean
real,
smell.
But at Disney, if you can call that one.
Right.
And then, one other one. Disney, Lakeside. When they
Okay.
had their little train at
Right.
Lakeside. So I don't know if you can even consider any of that. But one of our viewers, Gus, worked for the railroad 40 years and has sent in a video, or he has a video on his YouTube. So if you watch the video and go ahead and subscribe to him.
Absolutely.
So I clipped out about 3 minutes, just a video of the 611 coming around the corner and stuff.
Nice.
So here you go, Gus.
Way to go, Gus. That was some good footage.
That was. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you very much.
We need more of that, more of the sharing.
Absolutely.
So, I think fame has gone to Seth's head.
Yeah. Once he found out he was getting played all over the world, we can't get him back to Smith Mountain Lake.
He can't go back. He, he's got that, and plus he's teaching high school and college now, so he's super important.
And got his own lessons going.
But he's relaxed on the Smith Mountain Lake because evidently the association up there at Smith Mountain Lake is preparing for the return of the harmful algae blooms.
Yep.
And nobody's told us what harm it causes or what.
And I mean, I've actually gotten, trekking down the news for this thing. You'll find that they've got these same type of algae blooms in Pennsylvania and Ohio and like 5 or 6 states. I've seen articles about it. Nobody tells you what it's harmful to.
Right. Is it harmful to the fish, or is it harmful? Do you glow in the dark?
Right.
Right.
Because that's something I could get into.
That'd be cool. That's a cool party trick then. You wouldn't even need to drink. You just hire yourself out.
That's right.
Roll up in there with the lights out.
Roll it around your thigh. Hey, want to see something cute?
I'd have to get a Care Bear like light bulb on my chest.
Right. That's right. And did you see the UFO cloud over New River Valley this weekend?
Yeah, I did. That's pretty cool.
That is.
I don't know what causes that, or
I don't know. I'm sure we studied something like that in school, but I don't remember.
nowadays they'll tell us that it's something else.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
But we're not going to talk about that.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, UFO cloud in New River Valley, which is beautiful.
Right.
And then speaking of beautiful,
Oh yeah, the leaves are trying to change on the Parkway and down Back Creek Road. I know. How about down Hillbrook?
not so much, but as you look up and towards the Parkway and stuff, you can see the leaves changing.
Yeah.
I think the higher elevations are getting it first, like they always do.
Right.
So I'm sure the Parkway will get it before we do, and then a lot of times at our house, our dogwoods will turn reddish, but other than that, it goes from green leaves to no leaves.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah. And our dogwoods die off early in the season.
Right.
I mean they've been pretty dead for a month and a half.
Yeah.
So
yeah, ours has whatever disease dogwoods get.
right.
And so the one in the backyard I'd love to just get rid of, and Miscellaneous says it gives shade, and
Right.
I think it's too close to the house and the branches are over the top of the root. Just
Right.
yeah, I'd rather get rid of it. But,
Right.
and then the one in the front, it has that same thing going on where like the branches are starting to die and the bark's coming off. And
Right.
So they probably all need to go. But the one up front's beautiful. It's like a hot pink
Okay.
flowers.
Oh wow.
So, and Gus says that you like the exhaust from the 611. He just said LOL.
Well, it brings back memories of stuff that just it just brings back really good memories.
Good.
Yeah.
Sometimes those smells, like Selena likes, and she says it's relaxing when we go to Disney and she rides Flights of Passage, which is the Avatar movie
Right.
ride. And it's the smell in there, whatever smell they pipe in there.
Right.
It's the smell, and she said it's just a relaxing smell. So we
Oh,
hunted
okay.
high and low to find that smell, so that,
Right.
like when she takes a shower, she can smell that smell.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So-
Nice. Nice.
and
Nice.
Tegan, what'd she have? She had a watermelon taffy the other day, and she said it tasted like Pandora smelled. Like
Oh,
that ride
okay.
smelled. And she's like, yeah, it kind of tastes like that. The ride that smelled.
Kind of tastes like the smell.
Yeah, and so we have new watermelon taffy, and it's pretty good.
Oh, I
It melts
bet.
in your mouth.
Ah.
And speaking of taffy and candy, this week's
This week's
challenge.
$25. Can you tell what we're eating?
Yep, this week's challenge. That one's yours.
Awesome. Thank you.
This one's mine. It's about the size of a small marshmallow. This should be reminiscent of a kid. Of childhood. So it's crunchy. It's not it doesn't melt in your mouth as much as like the Jolly Ranchers or anything,
Right.
but it's still good.
Oh yeah, those are
I was
dangerous.
gonna say that's probably Selena's favorite.
That's dangerous. Yeah.
She came in the other day and put on gloves just to scoop a little bit out of the paper towel for her to eat.
All right.
So, any guesses on what that is? $25 for you.
Your best bet on guessing what it is pay close attention to the color.
Yep, that's all I got to say. Because I
Yeah.
think I gave last week's away.
Almost.
Yeah. Lat said that peanut butter taste or whatever
Yeah.
from last week. I think.
But Mary was honest. I forgot to grab her gift card, but she's like, I don't know that the spouse of an employee is allowed to win.
Right. Well, usually it's just the spouse, Gus, and
Right.
two other people at that. So, it's fall's here, and this, I don't know how many lattes this would make, but
Oh yeah, I don't know.
got the record, the New World Record pumpkin.
2,749 pounds.
a
That's
lot.
pretty much That is just shy of 1.5 tons of pumpkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually, the people that hold that competition had to go out and buy a new scale because of that pumpkin.
And he actually beat his own record with this one.
Right.
Yeah, and so it's at what, Missouri?
Yeah.
Yeah. In Missouri. And so, 2,749 pound pumpkin. I mean, you have to get a crane to pick that up to put it onto a truck.
Yeah.
And you know, I've got that luck. As soon as that crane picks that pumpkin up, guess what? It's breaking.
There's a soft spot on the bottom.
Yep, it's breaking. We're going to lose that whole pumpkin now. And I'm going to be disqualified
right.
from the thing.
I tell you what, man, this thing's big enough. We just scoot some of the seeds out. I'm still good. I still want to
We're
wait.
going to have this festival here this year. Pumpkin's not moving.
Right.
You guys are.
You need to bring your festival to my pumpkin.
That's right. And then we'll make lattes out of it.
Right. So we have National Domestic Violence Month. I think they forgot to put awareness in there.
Yeah, I probably did.
No.
Oh, was it?
That's how I wrote it down because that's how they had it. And when I went to, they actually never put the word awareness in there that I saw. And that will be a whole new, that'll be a whole different conversation when Mary hears me say that. Speaking of this week. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let you take the lead on how to address.
Well, it's a tough situation.
It really is.
You know, if you need and want help, there's help out there.
Right.
And if you need or want help, reach out to us. We're happy
That's
to
right.
help. There are people out there that will actually, and it goes for men too,
Right.
both ways, but there are people out there that will come escort you out of your house to be safe.
Right.
But I also know there are extenuating circumstances to where you can't leave.
Right.
So, you know.
Or at a bare minimum, you feel like you can't safely leave.
Right. So, but if you need help, there's help out there. Reach out to us.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go in our description and put a hotline because I know there's some hotlines out there for domestic violence help.
Right.
I don't know why people do that.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it's.
That's just, I mean, I don't know why you would stay in the relationship if you're the abuser. Why do you want to be there?
Right.
You know.
So, but there's help out there, and it's a very touchy situation because there's all kinds of factors in there. And
oh yeah, yeah.
And you know, growing up, my mother had an abusive husband. I mean, hell, she had 7 husbands. But,
right.
She had an abusive husband, and I remember him smacking her one time, and she took a frying pan to him.
Oh.
Never did that again.
Right.
But yeah, I've witnessed it as a child, and it's just not a good situation for anybody. So
yeah, man.
There's help out there.
Exactly.
Governor Youngkin orders flags to be flown half-staff for Israel attacks.
For the victims of the
So prayers with anybody that's injured.
Absolutely.
I know that the militaries are out there shooting both sides, and on both sides there are innocent people that are getting hurt.
Yep. There are innocents and guilties getting caught up in all of it. On both sides.
Right.
You know. I mean, nobody comes into war with clean hands.
No, they don't.
You know.
And there's always some kind of ulterior motive. But,
exactly.
Just prayers for them, and hopefully it does better.
Yeah, just pray, hope. You know, light incense, what have you, for a quick and peaceful end to that.
Right.
You know, and as far as education and community sports go, we got a Feel Good Tour gives $1,000, over $1,000 in instruments to kids all over the country. They've been doing it for 19 years.
Okay. I was wondering, I took your notes, and maybe I missed part of it, but it said overnight, and I was thinking, they're giving it to 19-years old?
No, school kids.
Okay.
You know, it could be a used violin, it could be a beat-up case, you know, it really doesn't matter. But they've been working on it it's 2 local musicians that take donations and go out and find decent deals on stuff.
Right.
And over the last 19 years have donated about $1,000, a little over $1,000. and used instruments for, because I mean you had 42 kids. You know how trying to get instruments for band at school is.
I know poor Gunner. He played the trombone. He's the only. Emmy was in the band, but she was the manager.
Gotcha.
So she didn't play an instrument.
Good call. Good
her,
call.
What?
No, I'm just saying good call.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the manager.
Yeah, so she was the manager, so she didn't play an instrument, but they worked her little butt to death.
Right.
She had to run and pick up the flag
Right.
and all that other stuff, but Gunner played trombone. And I remember one time I got in a wreck down out near Shenandoah Avenue, and a car ran the red light as I was making a U-turn.
Right.
And spun me all around. Well, it knocked open the trunk. Well, Gunner's trombone was in the trunk. That thing, I bet, flew 100 feet down the road, and that's when I extra coupon too.
Right.
So there were coupons all over the
Oh,
road,
man.
and luckily he only had a couple little dings they were able to fix. But yeah,
Right.
that thing was like, I was like,
Poor
oh
guy.
no, Gunner's trombone.
Oh, man.
Yeah, not good. New River Valley Community raises $7,000 for high school students to continue their education.
Awesome. That's the community stuff we need to see more about and hear more about.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I
You
don't
know,
know if
that's-
it's going to be done in scholarships or if it's just, hey, because, scholarships should be for anything, not
Right.
just college.
Right. Well, I think it's a grant they do.
Okay.
I forget what, but there's a couple grants they do, but it'll basically kind of help you get moved in
Okay.
and all that stuff.
Nice. We do need more of that,
Yeah.
in the community.
Oh, without question. Yeah. Well, and if need be, registration is now open for the 2023 Angel Tree program through the Salvation Army.
Yeah, get signed up because those things, it seems like it gets here earlier and earlier every year, but unfortunately, there are a lot of families out there that miss that deadline.
Right.
And so definitely get out there and growing up, I was one of those Angel Tree kids.
Right.
Yeah, definitely if you need that help, get out there.
Get out there and
Now's
fill
the
out.
time to fill it out. If you can't find out where, reach out to us.
We'll get you in touch.
Most definitely. School divisions begin to submit their funding plans for All in Virginia initiative. And what that is Youngkins come in and said, hey, I want all the schools to come up with some kind of plan to help kids catch up from the education loss
from the COVID
from
shutdown.
So they all have to come up with a plan and what it's going to cost and things like that and submit
Right.
it to Youngkin because we're trying to push that education to where
Right.
They didn't just lose a year of everything.
Of learning
Years
and
of learning and stuff.
of learning and motivation and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's still 100%. Homeschooling's not for everybody, but
Right.
I think we still made the right decision, and we've had to catch up.
Well, and you saying it's not for everybody. That's not just the parents. Sometimes it's just not for the kids.
Oh yeah.
I love all three of them at my house. I think I could probably homeschool Jonathan. I'd be in prison by week 3 if I was homeschooling Layla.
I'm proud of Tegan. So we started in third grade, second grade, somewhere in there. But I guess we did second grade. So as we moved through school, she's becoming more independent. She started 6th grade this year, and so
Right.
she's a lot more independent. And it's so much easier, I guess, on us because she does her work. We buy it's a video series that she
Okay.
goes through. It's like she's in class. She's got teachers
Okay.
and things like that. But just her independence this year has been remarkable.
Well, good.
Yeah, she's
Good.
like, hey, last night she was like, hey, we'll get up at 7 tomorrow, because we just kind of let her wake up when she wakes up. If it's getting be about 8:30 or 9, we're like, hey, time to get up, because
Burning daylight, girl.
we got stuff to do too. But she last night she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get up at 7 tomorrow so I can finish school early tomorrow. I was like, okay. And like at 11:59, I was in the office working, and Selena's home today with Tegan, and she texted me and said, Dad, I finished school. 11:59.
Wow.
And she rolled 6 classes out.
Nice.
So
Way to go, girl.
She
Way to
has
go.
we bought her a laptop this year, and I think that kind of gives her more feels like she has more independence.
Right.
Now it messes me up because we had her old monitor on the wall.
Right.
And when I walk by, there's nothing on the screen, and I'm like, girl, you in class. And
Right,
there's a
right.
laptop there. But yeah, I think she's blossomed into, hey, let's get this done, or let's do it.
Well, good. And I love to see that, because oftentimes her age is when it flips the other way.
Yeah.
It either flips for the good or it flips for, why did we do this?
And I mean, she went from hating reading to, she has dyslexia and some things like that, but she went from hating reading to she's reading four books a week, and sometimes she'll
Nice.
be reading two at the same time.
Yeah,
And we know
I don't have that attention.
Exactly. But we know she's getting the comprehension out of it, because she'll sit there and at lunch or breakfast or dinner, she'll talk about the books. Hey, last night's book had blah blah blah,
Right.
and so she's actually telling us about the stories that she's reading.
Well, good deal.
So,
Good deal.
4 books a week isn't too shabby. Plus,
Not at
living
all.
on top of school. So.
Right. Yeah, Layla's finally catching on her reading, trying to get up to grade level and stuff, and
Right.
it's awesome to watch.
Yeah.
But then if you let her get tired before she starts her reading,
It's done.
it's a war.
Yeah, it's
So-
done. Yeah, once they get tired, it's over with, because you can't push them anymore.
Right.
And you really, it's not good for them to push that, once
Right.
they get that tired.
Well, you're doing more harm than good.
And
you know.
honestly, kids move at their, and that's not the problem I have with public schools, but everybody has to fit in that box
Right.
in a public school.
Right.
Most kids don't fit in that box.
Right.
And so I remember when Kenyon started, he was our first to start schools, and they started reading, and we looked, and he was like almost to the bottom of the list. They would post how you ranked in class.
Right.
And so we get there, and there's like 28 kids, and he's second to last or whatever. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so we had the teacher conference. I'm like, do we need to get a tutor? We're all like, dudes. You're probably going to go to the other type of classes.
Right.
And no, he was like first grade, still reading in a 4th grade reading level.
Oh, wow.
No. So we did not get a tutor. But that was, so we're thinking he's all, last in class. So your kids move at a different pace. I think as parents,
Exactly.
it's hard. And even for public schools, it's hard because they don't fit that thing.
Well, when it's a one-size-fits-all thing, you've got the one teacher, da-da-da-da-da, it's hard to get everybody to fit in there. And to a point, it's kind of dangerous to have everybody fit into that one little box.
Yeah, and they don't fit. There's no, I didn't fit.
Right.
I was class clown. They moved me to the back of the class. I was still, that means everybody else had to turn around and look at me. I didn't have to turn around and make people laugh.
Right.
And when I got bored, I just slept.
Right.
Emily said, why on earth would they post kids' rankings? That's terrible. I 100% agree with that. But
Yeah.
we used to call it the academy because we had 5 at one time at the same school. And our list for school supplies, I bet we spent $300 to $400.
Right.
It was like felt tip pens and a certain type and a certain kind.
Yeah.
And so we called it the academy. And so even they had the AR, which is the advanced reader program or accelerated reader program at that time, and you got points. Well, those points counted towards your grade.
Right.
So if you hated reading, you sucked.
Right.
You didn't get a good grade.
Right.
And for whatever, and I guess it's because they're chapter books or whatever, you got more points for reading a chapter book that's fiction than you got for reading a book that was nonfiction about Volkswagens or whatever.
Right.
And so Gunner fought like heck because he loved those nonfiction books.
Right. The biographies.
Yeah, he loved those nonfictions, and so
See, that was me.
He got in, he didn't make his grades, and,
Right.
and so then all of a sudden it affected his grade point average because he liked to read about Corvettes.
Right.
Yeah.
Me too.
So Gus says, academics was never my forte. I belong to the arts.
Has anybody guessed what we're?
No, nobody's guessed at all.
Okay.
Mine either. I was too distracted with everything else, I guess.
Right.
I didn't
Right.
like school.
I was just good enough at math to not fail. I was just good enough at English to not fail. You know.
Yeah, it's not. I guess for public school, as long as you got through, you know,
Right.
Right. It is what it is.
Yeah, I always thought soccer was going to be my ticket out of Tidewater,
Okay.
and so I didn't pay I paid enough of attention.
Right.
Grammar was hilariously something I took serious. Now, not as much.
Right.
I probably am the only person that will text you in complete sentences, punctuation, and all. But you know, I don't. Have you talked to a young kid in school lately?
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
I
they.
do, so-
I believe they took grammar out of the curriculum.
They did. Probably.
There's no way anybody is passing our third grade grammar test.
Right. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, it's really slid, and I think that a lot of it has to do with you know, allowing some of the slang in those terms. You know, yeah, they talk, and I'm like, you got to translate that for me now because I'm 100 years old now.
Right. And I'm calling it speak English. Well, this isn't the new dictionary has this word in it. Stop.
What's so weird though is, my he'll be 30 this year. He was born in the late 1900s. I was born in the mid to late 1900s. So we the same.
Right. I was born last century.
That's right. So, but no, I think that the No Child Left Behind was not very good, because I think that the kids, and I had several of our kids in IEPs, and I think that a lot of times they put those bars so low.
Right.
I mean, I think it's to build confidence in the child, but a lot of times they put the bar so low that it really doesn't help their education.
Well, and
It's just to kind of get them through.
well, and kind of like we were talking earlier, teaching to this, to this one thing, isn't necessarily the right way for most kids, for at least for a lot of kids. I can't say most.
And I think sitting in a classroom was not,
Yeah.
especially when we went to English was 2 blocks. So we
Right.
were in there for like an hour and a half.
Right.
I have ADD. You captured me in a room.
Well, and I think ADD is a thing. I think ADHD is a thing. I also think it's probably overdiagnosed because I am 51. If it's not something I'm interested in, I'll fall asleep.
Yeah.
I will lose all interest. I will be all over here. I don't think it's my attention. I'm just not interested.
Right.
I'm
getting more and more like that, to where even while I bartend, somebody's talking to me, I don't really care.
Right.
I'll start looking around, and then I don't even hear what they say anymore. I'm just like,
That doesn't sound like a drink order.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, is this gonna give me a 50 cent? No,
Right.
okay, I'm good.
Right.
Let me move on down.
Speaking of attention.
Yeah, I went on a tangent, but I am officially a lottery winner.
Nice.
Now,
Nice.
I live in California and win that 1.7 billion,
I know.
but I did make enough to play another game.
Okay. Right.
So we won $8.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm done playing the lottery or just done buying them at Jackie's place.
Yeah, maybe Jackie's the bad.
Maybe he's the bad juju. I don't know.
He's the bad luck there, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, we won $8. I won 16 a couple weeks ago. So,
There you go.
Yeah, I'm still in the hole.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm still in the hole. But
Yeah, but because I was irritated when I found out that the winner was in California again, and but the lady that was checking my ticket did say that it was actually in a rural northern area where the town's only got like 3,000 people.
Right.
So at least it went somewhere that wasn't Hollywood or Oakland.
So now in my head, I'm thinking about Mr. Deeds.
Right.
One of my favorite movies ever.
Fun.
And the whole town will be driving in Corvettes.
Right.
Even the guy with the crazy eye.
And then it'll turn into the house, the butlers.
Yeah. So
The butler's
I keep
money.
thinking about the Mr. Deeds. And I heard something on an attorney talked on TikTok the other day about companies like groups, like if you and I went in on tickets,
Right.
or the office went in on tickets, to make sure that the tickets that were purchased out of y'all's shared money, everybody gets a copy of those tickets.
Right.
So you throw it on the Xerox, you give everybody a copy of the tickets. But what that does is keeps the person that bought the tickets from, because that's a lot of temptation, 1.7 billion, and so it keeps that person from.
Who are you?
Yeah, no, we lost, but the one I bought for myself.
Right.
So then you end up years in and they got
Court.
1.7 billion. You're not
To
going
fight, yeah.
So, but I never had thought about that. I guess I trust the people. If I'm going in on something with you,
Right.
I trust you.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
the lottery and that money changes people and things. And
Oh, no doubt in my mind it does. But also at 1.7, you and I went in. I split it.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. But if you got
I'll
40
split $2 billion
yeah,
with you.
But people are greedy too.
They are.
I mean,
They
how
are.
many times people pass away and then all of a sudden the family's in a fight because they think there's some money somewhere?
Oh yeah.
All the time.
I've seen far too many families split up over that.
So has anybody guessed, do we need to hold up another one of the pieces of candy to guess what crunchy thing we're eating on this week? We'll keep going.
Yep.
Roanoke
Right.
got that other award.
Yep. HGTV.
One of the best 25 hiking cities in the U.S.
The hikers ranked us number 2. HGTV ranked us number 25.
Yeah, we need to mark it down. All right, so they want us to hold it up again. I don't think the camera zooms back like that. So, about the size of a small marshmallow.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're guessing what every week we bring out one of the crunchy things that I've
Freeze dried. Yeah.
and trying to guess. And if you guess right, you win $25.
Right.
And so this week is this one, and some crunchy goodness there. So that's our crunchiness. See if you can guess. $25.
It is a mouth of happiness.
It is good, and it's not fruity.
Oh no.
Not fruity.
No. And it is a candy, but
Don't give it away.
I'm not. But the main ingredients, it's actually healthy.
So you're trying to give it away now. Trying to give away that money.
No.
So, and I didn't know they were trying to do this down Wasena area. Wasena area, they're trying to do actually they've raised the money to do it now. It's a tracks going from Towers to Norwich, the Norwich neighborhood.
Oh really?
And so it's going to be like a little train that'll go that.
Oh wow.
On
That would
on
be
the
cool.
existing tracks that are there because they're not used anymore.
Right.
And
Right.
so on the existing tracks that are already there, they had to buy some land because some of those tracks were on private land.
Right.
And I guess when they stopped using them, they gave away the right of way.
Right.
And so they cost them $150,000, I think,
Okay.
to buy the land
That's
to be able
respectable.
to get those tracks. And so
Okay.
it looks like you're going to be some type
Oh, that'll
of
be cool.
a train that'll go from Towers down in the Norwich neighborhood.
Oh, I like that idea. I really do.
Now this one doesn't surprise me one bit.
Nip. After the audit, Roanoke City Council scrutinizes gun violence panel membership. You don't say.
Yeah, they don't feel. And I read the article, and I don't agree with much of Sherman Lee's,
Right.
but I agree with this one. What it is, I think there's 3 members on the panel, and they sit in the meeting, the community meetings or whatever. But there's 3 of them on the panel. I think 2 of them don't even live in Roanoke City.
And that's a problem.
And so Sherman Lee's thing is that, and I think the board's thing is that, or the city council feels that if you're going to be on the panel, you need to live in Roanoke City. And I'm 100% with that.
What we agreed with it on the Roanoke County School Board meetings.
Yeah, absolutely. So I agree with that 100%. The other part of that is that the other part of that is they want some kind of term limits. So term limits right now are 3 years. So once you're on the council, it's 3 years. They're wanting some kind of term limit on that because if you've been there 3 years and there's no change or any type of significant progress, you shouldn't be there anymore.
Right.
Step aside, let somebody, new eyes, new
step
ideas.
up or step aside.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, though, I think that could go for all of our government.
All elected officials, all appointed officials.
Yeah, if you've been there through 1 or 2 terms and you haven't made a difference in your people's lives,
right?
Not the difference in your life,
right?
A difference in your people's lives that you represent, then you should step aside. And
right.
That should be, my bad, I couldn't do it, I tried.
Right.
We're gonna let the next person do it.
Yep. Hey, I did what I could.
I'm 100% with that because gun violence has only gone up.
Right.
And so whoever in that panel, they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Right. They're not talking to who they need to talk to. They're not getting the people together like they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, they're just not doing the things they need to. And,
right.
And if they're not allowed to do things, then they need to speak up and be like, you know what, this is what we said, blah 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 blah, and none of that. You know, the city didn't do anything.
Hands are tied,
so,
what have you.
It needs to step up and do that.
Yep. So. Another huge earthquake in Afghanistan. Didn't they have one a couple months ago?
They did, yeah.
And but I think this one was like 6.7. So I mean that's pretty that's significant.
Yeah. And so several people were killed and trapped and all that other stuff. So prayers out for them. Roanoke County couple escapes Israel as the war unfolds.
Yeah.
Have you read that article?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so they were supposed to take this trip to Israel back in 2020. COVID happened. They couldn't do it. So this was the year they were meeting 50 other people from 4 countries.
Right.
Over there, and they were supposed. So when they took off, it was one place. When they got there, it was a whole totally different situation. Yeah. They ended up having to stay in a bomb shelter and was able to catch a flight, and I think it took them 30 hours, I think.
30 or 36, yeah.
To get back to Roanoke, but unfortunately they flew out of Raleigh, so that's where their car was. And so I'm glad they're home safe.
Absolutely. And Raleigh's not that far. If you need a ride to your car, let us know.
That's right. So, but I think about that because Selena and I talk a lot about traveling because I'd like to go to Italy. I'd like to go. I'd like to travel as we get a little older and our 12-year-old leaves. Right. Maybe our 22-year-old will be gone then too. But as they leave, I would like to travel. We talked about living on a boat, and, because for $30,000 a year, you can live on a boat. You can live on a cruise ship.
$30,000 a year.
$30,000 a year.
Did you hear that, baby?
Your alcohol's not included. So
never mind that, baby.
So
never mind that, baby.
$45,000 a year.
At minimum.
But yeah, so we'd like to travel, but this scares Selena more so than me. But what happens if we leave for Germany or whatever, and there's a war while we're in the air? It's definitely uncertain times.
Without
And so I guess you have to pick and choose what you're willing to gamble. I wouldn't be willing to gamble it now because Tegan's 12.
Right.
As she gets older, I might be okay with that.
Right.
She's a grown up and something happens.
Yeah, once these grandbabies get out of the house and are taking care of their own houses, I'll go back to taking some more. There's a word.
He lost his word. It was Annette and Quig Lawrence.
Or the couple that went. Yeah.
So, and then out of research and studies, and the Virginia Department of Health is doing a long COVID study. So they're
Yeah.
conducting a long COVID study.
For the long-term effects
For
and the
me,
long-term.
I just don't know that we have the data to be able to do so.
Right.
You know, all the data that came out of COVID was all skewed.
Right.
None of it was accurate. So unless you're starting a fresh hay, you
And
have long COVID.
and a statement that should never be made on science on both sides. You know,
Yeah,
that just turned into.
yeah, absolutely. Emily said on her travel thing, just go somewhere where you know we'll win.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true. So I don't even know where we would go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our priorities for this country right now are messed up. But there are places hiring.
Oh yeah, Bedford's looking for school bus drivers.
Yep, everybody else is hiring too.
Yep.
I'm sure that Roanoke City is
Post
still
office.
looking for.
Post office still hiring.
Yeah, our knucklehead post office guy, he just shoves crap in our box.
Oh, really?
I want to catch him. The ring, I don't think goes to the mailbox, but I swear sometimes he kicks the package in the mailbox. Because I have to
Gotcha.
use my foot to get it out. There's some leverage.
Come on, guy.
But today he delivered our mail, and one of our Amazon packages was gummies.
Right.
The Nerds clusters.
Right.
Man, those things are good when they're freeze dried. But he left it on top of the mailbox,
Come on, man.
right there in the sun.
Right.
And if it was 95 degrees, guess what? We'd have one.
It would have been a bad
one
day.
bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been a bad investment.
I'm not a fan of dude, but I think that's it. But we do have some guesses. So, Emily guessed Werther's are half of a Tootsie Roll.
Yep.
No, so Werther's are like a little more airy.
Yes, they are.
So
Yeah.
you don't have to chew
And more
Werther's.
and more melty.
Yeah, you just put them in your mouth and it melts. The Tootsie Rolls, I haven't been able to get to work, and it's because we have to heat it in the oven first
Right.
and then put it in the freeze dryer, because the freeze dryer doesn't get hot enough to melt the Tootsie Roll a little bit. All
Okay.
you need it to do is get soft, and so
Right.
it doesn't heat it up enough to do anything. So they like little rocks. They're not even chewy anymore. They just
Right.
hurt your teeth. Mary, she's not guessing, but she said healthy candy. Trying to justify eating it while on a diet.
Nah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And then she had guessed a now and later too.
Nope.
So this is probably, this will date us most
Right.
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
They are. Anybody want to guess before I say it? Because
Now that we've said it's old people candy.
yeah, it's old people candy. We'll give you a second here. There's a ton of stuff going on this weekend too. We'll roll those at the bottom. I'll wait and see if anybody else wants to guess.
That word I couldn't come up with was risks.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes as you get older, those words don't come out right. Ginger. No. Not that old. Little bit or Gus. You guys want to guess? Are you still with us, Mr. Gus? Now I can tell you, and this is not it, but you know those little nasty Halloween peanut butter type candies, the taffy.
The circus peanuts?
No, not the circus peanuts. The little, they're either in an orange wrapper or a black wrapper. For
Okay,
Halloween.
yeah.
And most people don't like them.
Right.
So those freeze dried are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I cut those because I was like, this is a taffy, and so I cut them up and put them in the freeze dryer, and yeah, they're pretty amazing.
Well, good.
Healthy old people candy. My old mind must be setting in. All right, so it is
Bitto honey.
and they're wonderful. It's probably Selena's favorite.
Right.
Got to be one of her favorite. We did. I'm trying to think if I'm giving it away. So we did Laffy Taffy, which is really good. It's airy but crunchy.
Mhm.
And then we also did, that was Airheads. Were airy but crunchy.
Okay.
The Laffy Taffy melted in your mouth.
Right.
And had a really intense flavor. So
Right.
like the banana and the grape, but just really intense. They're
Right.
really good.
Yeah, I know
That
them.
said dang. She said she loves the Laffy Taffy. I do too, and this even made it better. I think we're calling them giggle drops.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then I think we're calling the Bit-O Honey, because you can't use the name.
The trademark name.
Yeah, now when you come by my stand on Saturday, I have a list of what we offer, and then our name, and then beside it, the trademark name.
Right.
Because people are asking, what is that really?
Right.
You got to tell them.
Right.
I won't put it out on public because I don't want to be sued by Skittles, and they should be happy that we're all, we're free buying their product.
Right.
Speaking of that, though, there's a couple people locally that are doing freeze dried. I think we have the biggest menu out of all of them because
Okay.
I don't sleep, and my wife and I both are driven.
Let's try that.
Yeah, we're driven to be like,
All right.
and so, we got that down pat. Let's get another one. So that's how we are. But you can also buy freeze dried goods at 5 and Below. They
Okay.
have them. Today I was at Big Lots and they had them. So here, I want you to taste test. So first off, this is the same company, 5 and Below and Big Lots is the same company. But
Okay.
this is their bag. It is on the floor.
Stay there.
So it is 1.5 ounces, $5.
Right.
This is our product.
Oh wow.
Yep. We are 2 ounces. Now we're $6, and if you buy 4 of them, you get it. But
Yeah.
the difference in the two. Watch this. You want white or yellow?
I'll do white.
Okay. So that's yours from our stock, and then this is theirs. I don't even know if you can see it.
Probably not.
Good. So ours and theirs. I think they cut theirs up into bits.
Oh,
But
without a doubt.
taste the two, and taste the difference in them. You can hear the crunch in that thing. Got a Cheeto texture.
Really does. Clean the palate. With Mountain Dew, like all palate cleansers.
All right, so that's theirs. I already tasted theirs. So it's crunchy, but it's
Is
also
it?
sticking to your teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah. So the difference in the
Need a toothpick.
the difference in the two just don't. And what it is, they're making it for the masses and shipping now as cheaply as they can, but I don't
There's
know
no,
that
there's no,
there's a comparison to
no.
the two.
not even a little.
Yeah, so I just thought that was interesting. And Selene, like, I'm saying, why are you buying it? I was like, because I just wanted to taste the competition.
Right.
And yeah, and I've been told that the Skittles don't have that flavor either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's just produced or if they're buying cheaper Skittles. I don't know if they have generic Skittles.
Right, right.
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah. So this weekend is just like every other weekend.
Yep.
And I think the closer we get to the holidays, the more intensifies too. Even
Oh,
though
yeah.
when you're just like, it's over.
I'm
it's
done.
not.
Yeah.
It's not over.
You got Victor Wooten and the Wooten brothers at the Jefferson Center Shaftman Performance Hall.
I like that place. I don't know who Victor Wooten is.
You know, I've heard the name, but I couldn't tell you what he plays, what they play.
Right. Got Lady Supreme. She's a Diana Ross experience person. She's going to be at the Harvester
Okay,
this weekend.
I like the Supremes.
Yeah, me too.
Halloween Classics got Friday the 13th playing at the Grandin Theater this weekend.
That'll be fun. I was telling Tegan about. I was like,
I love those movies. Mary does not.
yeah,
So.
yeah. Selena doesn't here. We don't know if she's around. But Tegan, what's so weird though, Tegan's 12, and so we were coming home from farm school yesterday, and I said, "Oh, tomorrow's Friday, or Friday is the Friday the 13th."
Right.
And she's like, "Okay." And I was like, "Oh," I said, "It's supposed to be bad though." And I was like, back when I was a kid, there were some great Friday. I don't like the whole Jason versus Freddy, all that crap.
Yeah, nah.
I like the original, old school, Nightmare on Elm Street, and then.
I actually never did get into that series. I liked Halloween. I liked Friday the 13th. I just never did get into the Freddy Krueger side.
I'll see.
Or the Child's Play side.
Child's Play was all right. I mean, it was okay. Freddy Krueger, though, that whole chant they do, the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. That thing gets stuck in your head. And oh my goodness. Have you heard that? Next week, or for our Halloween edition. All right. It's creepy.
Gotcha.
Lewis Gale's half marathon, 8K, and kids fun runs this weekend.
Nice. Got a 5K on the ROA runway at the Roanoke Blacksburg Regional Airport.
I wonder if you flap your arms hard enough if you can take off.
I don't know. Only one way to find out.
Right? I'm not running if nobody's chasing.
Right.
And so this weekend, I guess.
And it better be somebody I don't think I can whoop.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess this weekend is Grandin Theater doing just Halloween type movies.
Right.
They're doing the Wolfman.
Okay.
The original Wolfman this weekend too.
And free local day at the O. Winston Link Museum. I guess it's free if your ID says you're local.
I think so. Yeah.
If you live in Roanoke City or Roanoke County, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it goes into Salem.
Right.
It probably does.
Probably just local means local.
Yeah.
In the area.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've ever been inside there, but it's a nice little setup.
I haven't been in there.
When the girls went to Covenant Presbyterian for daycare or preschool, they would take the kids at the bottom floor at that museum for Santa, and oh man, that is the place to go.
Nice.
Without a doubt.
We took Tegan to Transportation Museum one time for Santa.
Okay.
And that was a really good Santa and Miss Claus. So, they are, this will be fun. Now, what will make it more fun, and I don't know if you're on that podcast, but Emily says they're headed to the Flashlight Corn Maze tomorrow night at Turner Family Farms.
Huh.
If I get off early enough, that would be fun to play.
Right.
Now, next year he needs to mix it up because, was it Minnesota or Michigan that did the corn maze with the beer vendors?
God, it was an M state, but I can't remember now.
Yeah, it was one of the M states. But they had
Michigan. I think it was Michigan.
Annual whatever, and it was a corn maze, and it had beer vendors inside the corn maze.
Like 27 of them.
Yeah, and so you had to go through the maze to get to the next vendors and things like that. So Mr. Turner, and
after about the 14th vendor, I don't care that I'm lost.
Yeah. So Mr. Turner definitely needs to throw in a couple of beer vendors.
Or at least a cooler.
She said, I didn't think I'd have to twist up his arm too much on that. That can be quite fun. And the next morning, you just go, you kind of take bets and see how many people you'll find out in the day he's sleeping, passed out drunk.
Well, it'd be a family bet of, I bet there will be 5 people still there in the morning.
And Turner Farms is where I get all of our beef.
Okay.
Every year, and sometimes a couple of times a year. It just depends on cash flow and how much beef we have. I need to probably make room and get another one because I'm out of steaks.
Right.
And that's can't be out of steaks.
Not enough. No way.
So they did get Bob Dylan for
the harvester.
We talked about
or Berglund.
So, but this weekend they got ice bumper cars.
Nice. Have you ever ridden those things?
Yeah.
Those are a blast.
They are.
I thought they were going to be so stupid the first time I got on. I think I had more fun than the kids.
Yeah, they are fun. A little harder to control than the regular bumper car.
Yeah, but I mean, you're all nice. What do you want?
I'm traumatized by bumper cars. When I was in 6th grade, I had just, I went to Fallon Park. I had just gone into foster care, so I also went to Lewis. And so I go to Lewis, and I was a patrol at Fallon, and so they did like an end of the year thing.
Okay.
And Lakeside was still open, so we went to Lakeside.
Right.
There was some little girl I liked. We were walking around Lakeside, a bunch of group of us, and she wanted to be the driver of the bumper cars. We got kicked out. She kept hitting people head on.
Right.
We had to do the walk of shame. They stopped
At the bumper cars?
At the bumper cars.
Oh, man.
They stopped the whole ride. We had to get, and they announced that we had to leave the ride. We had to get up.
Car number 5.
All the way across the bumper. We couldn't be near the exit.
Right.
Just slide on out. No.
Nope.
We had to do
Had to be at the
walk.
other corner.
At least I had my shoes on still. We had to walk all the way across the bumper cars.
Oh,
The
man.
walk of shame. So I'm still. I'm the only one that drives the bumper cars.
Oh,
You
how
wanna ride
bad.
with me, get in. If not, get you home.
Well, that would have irritated me. I'd still remember her name.
Still, yeah, I was like, oh no. And I was going through a lot in my life already. And now
Yeah.
I do the walk of shame.
Right. Well, you got the go from ice cars to the Key West band featuring Doyle Grisham from Coral Reefer Band, John Patty and Hoppy Van at the Dr. Pepper Park. Coral Reefers being the old Jimmy Buffett band.
Right. Yep. And then Rob Schneider is at the Berglund Performing Arts Theater, The Narcissist Confession.
That should be hilarious.
I like Rob Schneider.
Yeah, I don't dislike him.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. Anthem Go Outside Festival in downtown Roanoke that you were talking about earlier. That's coming back.
This is what, like 5 or 6 years or more?
I'm not sure because I wasn't keeping up with a whole lot of the annual stuff during COVID, so I've
Right.
kind of lost how many years it's been since this or
And
that.
do they count those still? Is it
I don't-
considered still going if it
I-
didn't happen during COVID?
Personally, I would. It wasn't my fault we shut it down.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So
I didn't
chime
make the
in on
call.
that, guys. Let us know.
Yeah.
Do you think that if we had 6 years running and then COVID happened and then as soon as we were able to have the next one, is that still consecutive or do we start over because of COVID?
No, I say consecutive myself.
I think consecutive too, but we'll see what other people think.
Yeah.
And then Center in the Square presents Blue Ridge Nightmares.
Yep.
And then also, and I didn't put that down here, the Natural Bridge is doing their little
Lantern thing.
lantern tour.
Yeah.
Which should be fun.
Oh, without a doubt. You got the Sickland Farms 32nd annual Pumpkin Festival.
With their new catapult.
Yep. They're a new pumpkin chucker.
Yeah, they're chunking pumpkins. Emily says definitely not counting COVID. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
You got anything else? Any big plans for this week?
Just a birthday party on Sunday.
Oh yeah, with the Barbie. Hey, I was thinking about that. Go to Walmart and see if they have a Barbie tablecloth. Like one of the
Okay,
plastic
yeah,
tablecloths. That may be
yeah.
a quicker way to get the Barbie logo on
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, because I forgot to pick this up when I was at Walmart earlier, but she's not KK's not watching, so yeah. To go with the whole Barbie theme, gonna get a bunch of tablecloths, tape them to the wall
Right.
inside. Yeah, the house is just gonna throw up pink when she pulls in.
See,
So
but we like pink.
we
You
do.
know, we like pink. We got new pink shirts too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I like it.
It's been hard. Where
I think I saw them the other day.
probably. I had them on. I had one on I think last week, but
Well,
I had a sweatshirt.
Well, I think Selena had hers on.
She may have. Yeah, she likes them. It's hard for me though because I've lost weight
Right,
to even what size I wear now.
right.
You know, it's going to hang off on me. It's not going to fit at all. And then
Oh, we're close enough now, man. You're an XL.
Yeah.
You're a single X.
so who knows? It's fun. But this week we just have the farmers market on Saturday, which should be fun. I signed up for my Surf Safe classes for the
In
commercial
November,
fishing.
right?
Yep, November 11th. I have
Nice.
to do that. $160.
Of course.
Yeah. Someone's like, hey, what is this thing? I'm like, yeah, I do surf safe, but I have to have that before I can submit my application to the state.
Right.
So it is what it is.
And I don't know if it's something we put out here, but we do have something coming up first of next week. No Renter Left Behind launching.
Yeah. We had hoped to launch it this week. It didn't happen, but it will launch.
It will launch early next week.
And basically, what that is that a lot of people don't know where to start to buy a house. So we are here for that. The other part of it is a lot of people, especially with COVID, have bumps and bruises on their credit and things.
Right.
We've grabbed one of our team members. We have just a bunch of industry leaders, mortgages. That
we've all just kind of gotten together and gone, yeah, we want to get rid of the renter.
Yeah, and so those people, because believe it or not, and I knew it was going to happen, rents have gone above what you can buy a house for now.
Right.
I know that the rates are awful,
right.
But I mean, we're talking Melrose right now. There's a house that recently got rented for $2,500 a month.
Right.
I mean, it was they did a great job remodeling and stuff like that. But
right.
$2,500 a month, Melrose, that $2,500
doesn't really meet the market.
Barely got you a rental over in Southwest County, before all this stuff happened.
Exactly.
And so I'm seeing it more and more to where rents are going up to, and Section 8 actually just went up in their rent things to where they offer for 4-bedroom, it's like $2,300.
Right.
You can buy a house cheaper now than you can rent again.
Yeah.
And I have a video coming out with that. I know Emily's watched the video, you've watched it. And I have a video coming out. A lot of times, and more rentals do not want pets.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, those people that are not responsible for their pets
cost everybody else their pets.
Yeah, there's rules made because of other people.
Right.
And that's, I don't know that I've had any rules, but I'm working on it. But so next
I think there are family rules with me.
For some of the people that are first responders and stuff, there are grants out there for up to $25,000
yep.
To help you with
towards
payments and closing costs. And then for other people, there are grants out there that can help people with the down payments and closing costs.
Right.
So, and a lot of people don't know that. The misconception is you
gotta have 20% down.
And excellent credit, and you don't. But on that back side of that, knock on wood, I have never put a person in a house that's been foreclosed on, because I'll tell you straight up, you're probably not in a good situation to buy a house.
Right.
And they either like it or they don't. They go somewhere else and buy the house or not. But
right.
I'm not going to put somebody in a situation.
But you're not the one 3 years later that
put them in a house they really couldn't afford.
Right.
And so, yeah, we're that starting point. Whether you like us in the end and don't want to use us,
well, that's fine too.
Okay, we're not for everybody.
Right.
Everybody's not for us.
Right.
But we wanted to see people get a house, because if you're paying rent, you're paying 100% interest.
Yep.
You're paying your landlord's mortgage instead of your own.
100% APR and living by somebody else's rule.
Yeah, and so you want to paint your room purple, then landlords probably won't allow it.
Right.
So
right.
That's what we're launching next week. I'm excited about it.
Me too. Really want to get it up and going and advertised, marketed.
And part of that is going to be us educating. So we're going to do little snippets of TikToks and Reels and all that other stuff, just to get that education part out too.
Right.
Because not everybody knows.
Right.
Yeah. So that's exciting next week. Signed up for our first event December 2nd and 3rd at the crafts. It's the craft and vendor thing
okay.
at the Berglund Center now.
Okay.
Berglund Center.
Okay.
So
nice.
signed up for my first event, so I'm a little nervous there.
Nice.
That's
like it.
A big step. But you got anything else?
I don't think so.
Until next week, everybody be safe.